Diving into iOS 5, get Siri Assistant on any iPhone and Katamari Amore today on AppJudgment. This episode of AppJudgment is brought to you by T-Mobile.
Welcome to AppJudgment, your source for mobile application news and reviews. I'm Graham Hancock.
And I'm Anthony Carboni. We're focusing a huge portion of the show to iOS today, but we will give you Androiders this bit of great news. The Samsung Google Media event has been rescheduled to take place on October 19th in Hong Kong, China. Boom. So there you go.
So you will find out all about that phone
next week. You get your Nexus Prime. You get your ice cream sandwich. It's gonna be like iOS for you guys.
Speaking of iOS, how did your update go?
It went pretty well, but I am apparently one of the few that it went very well for.
I heard that a lot of folks were having issues with iOS 5. Not only did Apple's servers almost pretty much melt down, they were handling requests from all over the world, updating this, and the file was pretty big
so
too, as well.
it was massive because they released iOS, a Lion update, their iCloud backend. They were just like, what if we turned on all the servers and let everybody at them?
I think they were just stress testing it. And they turned on iCloud.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's just up. I mean, I'm sure the world's bandwidth sort of took like a hit yesterday. Just because of Apple. Thanks, Apple.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people were getting these errors where the files didn't finish, they couldn't verify, all that stuff. But I mean, if you could get past that, and get iOS 5 onto your device.
And you got a lot of new features.
You got a lot of new features, a lot of good stuff.
What would be your top feature that you like the most?
So a big thing for me is photo stream. Because
syncing your photos.
Yeah, it's great because now I open up Aperture, all the photos are there, it automatically makes projects out of them.
Very cool.
Yeah, if you have enough space in your iCloud, it'll also back up your entire photo library, which is good. So then you have Time Machine and you've got an offsite, so that's great.
Very cool.
Yeah, how about you?
I would say I really like the text expansion stuff. Like now when you type in LOL, it'll automatically say laugh out loud.
Yeah, and you can set custom ones too.
Yeah, and that's the best part. If there's a word that you end up spelling a lot, just make a short little 2-character shortcut for it, and it'll expand it whenever you type that. So I really enjoy that. The other thing is the built-in Twitter integration. That's huge, I think, especially for regular users of Twitter like myself. You use it all the time as well.
All the time.
So now when you take a picture, you can automatically post it to Twitter from your iPhone. You don't have to have the official Twitter app and all that kind of stuff.
And a lot of apps now can just straight up integrate Twitter and just push content straight to them. So there's no intermediary step in going to Twitter. So that's great.
But the biggest thing I think for everybody that got iOS 5 yesterday was iCloud in general. Just being able to sync your contacts for free across all of your devices. Sync your contacts, your pictures, your bookmarks, documents, and things like that. Calendars is huge as well.
You would think that calendars are the most complicated things in the course of human history because it's so hard to sync calendars. And now it's just like, oh, there it is.
If you had Google Calendars, you could sync them between Google Calendar and your iPhone fairly easily. But now you can sync it with Google Calendar, iCal, whatever you have. It's just going to work seamlessly. iOS 5 and iCloud, I think a lot of people are kind of digging into it and figuring out what they like about it. But I'd say those are my favorite features for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a big update and a lot of good stuff. I'm loving it.
Right. So later in the show, Jackie is going to review the new Katamari Amore for iOS. Awesome game. First, a look at some of the top mobile apps and app news that you clicked on over at twitter.com/appjudgment. First up, porting Siri to the iPhone 4 will probably require piracy.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't think that surprises anybody.
No.
They said when the iPhone 4S came out with this new Siri automated assistant feature, they said that it was only going to be on the iPhone 4S.
Yes. 4S is the only phone that can run it. There's no possible way the 4 can run it.
Even though the Siri Assistant app had been on the iPhone 3GS and beyond. So a lot of people were kind of like, yeah, we believe you, Apple. But they have done some really hardware level things to make Siri run as well as it does on the 4S. So question is, can you run Siri on an iPhone 4? Well, technically, maybe. It's kind of hazy. So the prediction is hazy right now if you were to open the 8-ball.
It's going to require some less than legal nonsense in order to do it.
You might even have to open up the phone.
Really?
Some people were saying that you may be able in the future to jailbreak your phone to get Siri, but that's the question is that the only way? Or are you going to have to open up your phone to do a hardware trick? Is Siri checking for a piece of hardware on the phone before it can actually be used?
Well, that is interesting.
Those are the questions.
Yeah, because speaking of tearing down the 4S, iFixit did it.
iFixit. We wait for this every year.
They didn't find a magical Siri robot chip in there.
Well, they did say they looked at the back of the A5 and they said if Siri lives anywhere in this device, and they sort of circled an area on the A5 chip, they said it's going to be right about here. This is where Siri lives.
Okay. It's like mapping the human brain.
Yeah, they're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Other than that, they said it was pretty much the same hardware-wise. If you can tear down a 4, you can tear down a 4S. You can do it with all the same tools. Yeah,
the same, well, not the same phone, but the same tools can be used to access the same areas. Everything is wrapped up nicely in these little wrappers that keep electromagnetic fields from interfering with things.
Oh, la-di-da.
It's very, I mean, there it is behind us, just all laid bare for us to see with their macro lenses that they attack these phones with every time there's a new one.
Yeah, super cool. So if you were able to pull apart an old one, you can pull apart a new one for whatever reason. Like if you drop your screen and crack it 3 times a year, like I do. Moving on. Here's some more app news in our patented rapid-fire format. iOS 5 is not what's important. What's important is that Scribblenauts Remix is out for iOS. Apple's Newsstand Store is live. If you care about that sort of thing, I don't know. I try to hide that icon as much as I can. Apple releases Airport utility for iOS, finally allowing you to manage all your airport devices and connections from your mobile. Real Racing 2 for iOS brings Party Play, split screen, 4 players on an HDTV.
That's impressive.
So awesome.
That's very impressive.
Love it. And have you tried Apple's new Cards app yet? Did you send your mother a card?
Not yet, but I think I will now.
Send your mom a card. She's thinking of you all the time, Graham.
And the real world now in real time. Say hi to Foursquare Radar. Just updated the other day.
This looks cool.
Download Apple's Find My Friends app at this link below.
Boom.
Which is it's very well done if you
Absolutely.
check out that. Pages, Numbers, and Keynote for iOS have all been updated to support iCloud now, which is great. It makes sense that they would do that.
Yep.
Apple releases the new iTunes Movie Trailers app, so now that you don't have to go to apple.com/trailers, you just open up an app.
That's nice.
Very cool. Find My iPhone is also updated with the ability to request an email when the offline device comes online and is located.
If you lose your phone, if somebody takes your iPhone, it doesn't matter if you have Find My iPhone. It's not coming back.
You're not getting it back, but you will be reminded when the guy who stole it turns it on.
Yeah, it's going to be an email like, hey, this guy's really enjoying your phone.
And all the stuff that he's doing on there. Send us some of your favorite new apps, both for Android and iOS, on Twitter, Facebook, and in the comments below.
Or you can always email us at appjudgment@revision3.com. Coming up, Katamari Amore with the dope Jackie Talbott. But first, this episode is sponsored by T-Mobile, and they put together a little video to tell you about their 4G mobile hotspot plans. Check it out.
T-Mobile's 4G mobile hotspot gives you blazing fast speeds on America's largest 4G network. Connect up to 5 Wi-Fi devices like laptops, tablets, iPads, iPod Touch, portable gaming devices, and more. For only $19.99 per month, create your own personal 4G hotspot with T-Mobile.
Katamari Amore rolled its way into the App Store just over a week ago as the follow-up to the original iOS game. We all know Katamari and we all love it. So here's what's different in this one. You get to choose your controls. This is easily the biggest and baddest addition in the mobile world of Katamari. You can keep it OG and use the dual sticks, take it easy with just one virtual pad, or use the acceleration sensor, which is your fancy pants gyroscopic control. So the app is free, but you have to buy different stage packs, which are all totally new if you want to play more than the minute-long trial. Currently, the only available one is the Have a Nice Trip pack, which costs $3.99 and includes 6 different stages, plus 1 extra Pac-Man level in 4 different game modes, the story mode, which unlocks the next level, time attack, exact size challenge, and eternal. I assume that once the store adds in other stage packs, even more game modes and levels will be available. Either way, I'll be looking forward to seeing what else they add. But back to the controls. I'm gonna keep it real and let you guys know that Katamari Amore is not easy. It may just be getting used to the mobile versus console controls, but so far my time playing has been mostly spent deciding which control setup is gonna work and get me onto the next level. My first instinct was to go with the acceleration sensor, but rolling the Katamari forward also means tilting your screen of your iPhone, including the game you're playing, out of your line of sight. The dual sticks, though true to the way your Katamari ball should be handled, just wasn't working. I don't know if anyone else has been experiencing issues with the virtual sticks, but they seem to lock up in one direction every now and then, leaving you helplessly banging into a wall, eventually losing mass off of your Katamari. Yes, the customizable control options are amazing, but the only one that seemed to really work for me was the single virtual pad, the last one I would have expected to go for. Other than these obvious and mostly positive changes, Katamari Amore looks, sounds, and feels exactly like what you'd want to expect from it. But sadly, it's not all perfect. Another thing I felt frustrated with was the movement speed of the Katamari. It's slow. No matter how hard you press on those virtual buttons or how far you tilt the phone backwards, it's going the same speed. But compared to the first Katamari for iOS, Amore is so much smoother and user-friendly, given all the customizable options, new levels, game modes, and taking full advantage of that sexy Retina display. Download Katamari Amore for free and try out the new controls before getting the full stage pack. Whether you're a pro or brand new, let us know what you think. Leave us a comment on YouTube, find us on Facebook, holler at us on Twitter, or you can always email us anytime at appjudgment@revision3.com. Thanks for watching and see you next time.